Good evening to you, Lebu. I think you can already hear it in the background as fans are screaming, Bokke, Bokke, Bokke. As we continue the countdown, it's just over 2 hours before the kickoff at 9 p.m. and fans have gathered here at the Nelson Mandela Square to witness what is expected to be a huge battle, a loud spectacle between two of the finest rugby nations in the Springboks and New Zealand. Now, Sesile Msamu, Yocelu Tatamadiba to watch over us going to this match. So little of the nerves have come down. Hence, the fans that are joining me now, Ulrefilwe and Will, are saying, New Zealand for who? While some of the fans during the week were trying to avoid New Zealand even throughout the tournament. I remember just after the group stages, we're thinking, who do we want to play? Should we play France? Should we play New Zealand? But if you remember correctly, that France had already beaten New Zealand in the tournament and they were playing good rugby. So we also, some of the fans were trying to avoid them, while at the same time knowing the historical sense of the Springboks and New Zealand, we didn't want to face the All Blacks in that quarterfinal clash. But in any way, at some point in the tournament, we're going to meet up with the All Blacks. And this has turned out to be what world rugby would have expected in this tournament. A finale like this, where you see the Springboks playing out with the All Blacks in this final, a repeat of that 1990 final. The question remains, how nervous are we as South Africa coming into this game against our oldest rival? Urefilwe and Will are saying New Zealand for who? The All Blacks for who? They're not scared of the All Blacks and they're joining me now. Refilwe, Will, appreciate you joining me. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me. We are counting down to that kickoff now, just over 2 hours. Let's look into this week. The beauty of the spectacle, once we realized that we were playing the All Blacks, how excited were you?
Whew. It's been a nerve-wracking journey to get here, Vuyo, I must say. The past 2 games were nail-biting, and moving forward, we as South Africans have shown a lot of unity coming to this game. As you can see, the vibe here tonight, the spirit of unity is running all over South Africa. So I'm quite excited, and I hope we bring it back home. And I'm positive that we're going to bring that Webb Ellis Cup back home today.
And there's no better place to be than at the Nelson Mandela Square. Any other time where we are faced with a big spectacle like this, we always call on Utatu Madiba and his magic to come upon us, just like he did back in 1995. A similar thing, this feels like Umsamu, where we are coming here, our ancestors to be with us tonight. What a better place to be than at the Nelson Mandela Square.
The vibe is amazing, and I think us being here, I feel also that, you know, it's our Umsamu here, absolutely, and I'm quite excited to be here. We were here last week and it was magical, and I think this evening it's more magical. And I was saying to Will, when we left last week, it started raining, and even before the game it started raining. That's a sign for us as South Africans that we're bringing it back home today.
It's already rained a bit, which I guess will is that sign that this trophy is possibly going to be coming back to South Africa. And it's already confirmed that if the trophy is coming back, the Springboks are going to be at OR Tambo on Tuesday. And once again, we go through that whole trophy tour around the country for us to celebrate. But bringing you in this tournament, I remember in the group stages, yes, it was easy for us in our pool stage, but then we met up with Ireland, which was a little bit of a hurdle. We got to France, which was another scare. And then England, at some point when we thought England could be easy, also gave us another scare. How beautiful has been this tournament for you, and how Jacques Ninaba and Rassie Erasmus has turned it out for the Springboks?
Yeah, you know, with this group that we were in, it was never easy. It was never going to be easy as the World Cup holders, you know. So every team wants to beat the World Cup holders. So obviously when we came to play Ireland were in it to win it. But obviously circumstances turned out the way they did. We managed to pull through. We came through to England. That was a very tough match. We beat them in the final, the last World Cup. And now comes to New Zealand, which, you know, with the team that is on now, I think we will definitely be able to pull through, and we'll definitely bring it back home.
Talking about England and what has also happened in this week, in this build-up, that little scare coming in from the England side with Ubongi Mbonambi, of course, with no evidence, World Rugby brushing it off. They tried, Shame, eh? They tried, eh?
Oh, yes, they did try, but, there'll always be these things that come up. There'll always be these things that come up. And I think our players are disciplined enough not to do such things, you understand me? So I think, obviously, we just needed to brush it off and concentrate on on this game which is ahead of us right now, and all concentration is on this. The spirit of South Africa is behind the box right now. You can see the excitement all around here. Nelson Mandela Square, everybody is so excited, everybody is screaming, and we really are going to bring it back home.
And I'm going to ask this question to you, Will, because they always warn us as men that you should not ask a woman their age. Where were you in 1995? Do you remember even that moment? Do you remember, I'm sure, whether you were younger? Do you remember the spectacle around the country? Do you remember the vibe that it brought in? Because no matter when we reach occasions like this, especially on this one, we call back on that 1995 moment and we're bringing it to this point. Do you remember even that time, what it did even for the nation?
1995, I do remember where I was. But 2023, it's more powerful. There is so much energy around this, people are behind the team so much. We are so much together, no matter which nationality you are or everybody. I've even heard people from overseas are now saying that they are all behind Bokke. The British people, even the Irish people, and all sorts of things. They want the trophy back to us. So I'm really happy for that. At least we are all have pulled together as a nation, and we are all in this together.
Refilo, let me bring you back into the game. The likes of Makazole Mapipi had to pull out earlier. Malcolm Marx, they are back in France now, having met up with the team as well. The likes of Henry Pollard, at some point we needed to bring him in to come in and assist. He comes in now as the fly half. I mean, it's not taking away also what Mani Libok has been able to do for the national side. How beautiful has this Springbok team been for you in terms of tactically being on the game, the unity in the Springbok squad, and what their vision, Usia Kolisi, has done to make sure that he not just unites the Springboks inside the camp, but unites the rest of the world through the Springboks?
I must say, I'm very proud of our team, and I'm very particularly proud of Usia Kolisi. We're very united as a nation across all races right now because of the sport. I must say Henry Pollard is my favorite of all time, not taking anything away from Mani Libok, but Henry Pollard is like the man. So I'm quite excited that he's in the starting lineup. So it's big ups to them. I think the selection they've made for their starting lineup is perfect.
So we say New Zealand for who? Who's New Zealand?
Who's New Zealand? Who are they? They can hunt all they like.
Give me a score prediction.
Let me say 40, 43,
11.
43-11.
Helper, it was close ones in the England game and the France game. Only 1 point margin. Score prediction for this one?
Yeah, score prediction for this one, really. I think the margin, whichever way it's going to go, which I know is going to go the Springbok's way, the margin is going to be quite good.
And we can confirm now, on Tuesday, we are at OR Tambo International Airport celebrating that Webb Ellis Trophy back here in the country.
Definitely.
We there. See you
One more time, 3, 2, 1, go Bokke.
Go Bokke!
There you have it from the Nelson Mandela Square. Sishi Lukba, we already gone Msamu, which has eased the nerves on us when it comes to playing a team like New Zealand, which would have brought any nerves when it comes to a spectacle like this against South Africa because of the history that we know between these two nations. One thing that we can say as we count down to that final kickoff, which is just a little over 2 hours, these fans here at the Nelson Mandela Square are confident that on Tuesday we are going to be at the OR Tambo Airport celebrating once again that Webb Ellis Trophy back here in the country. The fourth one, it will be for South Africa, a record one for a rugby team in the world. It's back to you, Lebu, in studio.